Hello and welcome to Dance Music Production for Beginners using Cubase. In this module we'll be looking at how to create a dance drum beat using Native Instruments Battery 3. Let's get started. We're going to start by loading up Cubase. Once Cubase is opened, go up to File and select a new project. When the new project dialog box opens up, select Empty from the list and click OK. Next we have to select a project folder. I'm going to select a folder I've already made on the desktop called Module 1. Cubase will store all the files associated with our project in this folder. So just select the folder and click Choose. Once the Arrange screen has opened up, we're going to go up to the Devices menu and select VST Instruments from the list. Next, we're going to load the Battery 3 VST instrument into one of the available slots. Next, I'm going to browse for the samples that we downloaded from the Sonic Academy website. Mine are located on my desktop. I'm going to drag the individual sounds into the slots provided. Okay, there's our 4 sounds loaded. We've got a kick drum, snare drum, and 2 closed hi-hat sounds. Once you've got your samples loaded in, you can close down Battery. Next we need to create a MIDI track. We do this by going up to Project, Add Track, and select MIDI from the list. Once your MIDI track is loaded up, we want to rename this Drums. So double click where it says Name and type Drums and hit Return. Next we need to assign the MIDI track to our Battery 3 instrument by clicking on our output port and selecting Battery 3. Now that we've got our samples loaded in and our MIDI track set up, we can start adding some MIDI notes to create a beat. To add MIDI notes, we need to create a MIDI part. To do this, we need to set our locators to the length of the part we want to create, and then double click in the space adjacent to the track we've just created. This will create a MIDI part. If we double click on the MIDI part, you can see it brings up the key editor. The key editor is where we'll input our MIDI notes. I'm going to scroll down to C1 as this is where the samples are located on the keyboard. I can now start entering some MIDI notes using my pen tool. For house music, you'll normally find a kick drum on every beat of the bar. So we'll put one here, 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 and here. The next sound we'll be putting in is our snare drum sound. This normally goes on the second beat, right on top of our second and fourth kick drum. I'm now going to put in our first close hi-hat, which is this sound. This will go in between each of our kick drum beats, like that. And the last sound we're going to put in is our other closed hi-hat sound. And we're going to put these on every 16th note in the bar, which is this. You can also use the line tool to draw in notes like this. Once you've got all your drum sounds programmed in, you can go up and close the key editor down. Next we need to set our tune to loop and bring it back to the start and hit play to see what it sounds like. Okay, that's sounding pretty good, but one of our closed hi-hat sounds is a wee bit too loud. We can alter the level of our individual sounds by separating out the tracks. We can do this using the Dissolve Part feature in Cubase. Let's have a look. Okay, so we need to select our drum part, go up to MIDI and select Dissolve Part from the menu. When the dialog box appears, I want to make sure it's on separate pitches and click OK. You can now see it's muted our original part, which contained all the individual drum sounds, and it has separated them into 4 different MIDI tracks with the 4 different drum sounds that we use separated. Next, we need to find the drum sound that we want to turn down in volume. We can do this by selecting Solo on each of the individual drum sounds and clicking play. Okay, that's the drum sound that we want to turn down. Now we can go in and double click, which brings up the key editor again. Make sure we've still got our line tool selected. Next we can draw a line across all our hits, and it will turn the velocities on each hit down. Once you've done that, close the key editor down. Click Solo again to unsolo your track and press play to hear what it sounds like. Now that we've turned our hi-hats down, our drums are sounding the way we want, so it's a good time to save your work. To do that, we go up to File, select Save, and type in Module 1. And click Save. In this module, we looked at how to set up a new project and add a dance drum beat using Native Instruments Battery 3. In the next module, we will be looking at how to create a bass line using the A1 synth.